Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to give some thoughts over the Chasing LA reunion. I didn't really review the season. However, I did watch the season. I was disappointed, in some of the things that I saw. However, we'll get into my thoughts in a little bit. But before we get into that, let's talk about the fashions. Like we do on all the reunions that I review. I'll say just like the Married to Medicine reunion, there wasn't anyone who I just went up for, I will say I think my favorite ones on Chasing LA, the reunion, I think from what I could see, for what it was worth, let me say, no one on the show had on something that I would wear. Everybody has their own style. So clearly, if no one had on anything that I would wear, then they probably wouldn't wear what I would wear. Cool. But I think my favorite ones were Fran and Jayla. I thought Quan looked like he was, like he just left Studio 54 Boogie Nights. Andre was Andre, shades, girl, faux fur over his shoulder, chains, a suit. Dee Hawkins. I thought Dee Hawkins' suit looked like it was nice. I don't think I liked the way he styled the suit, but I think the suit actually was nice. Jeremy looked decent. The rapper guy, I love his voice. I can never remember his name. He looked like he had a lot going on. But yeah, everybody, like when it comes to the community, girl, sometimes we all have a lot going on, which is fine, girl. We do what we want to do, right? But yeah, again, my favorites were probably Fran and Jayla. So anyways, all right. So, Alicia wasn't there. So Alicia didn't come. I was really disappointed in Alicia not being there because I actually like Alicia from what I could see on the screen. However, I completely understand why. If I was her, I probably wouldn't feel that was a safe space for me. So I probably wouldn't have went either if I was her, especially if they couldn't guarantee my safety, right? So it is what it is. Jayla basically says that she believes that Fran and Andre turned up for the camera. I believe the majority of them did. The very first episode, everybody was on 10, except for Hershey. From what I can remember, I don't think Dee Hawkins was doing a lot the first episode. We know Fran was. We know. King Payne. King Payne looked like he threw on a shirt, threw on some jeans, and came to the reunion. Girl, like he was going. King Payne looked like he was going to class. Girl, but I forgot about King Payne. We know King Payne was doing a lot. Fran, Andre. But yeah, I think the majority of the cast were doing the absolute most the first episode. I think that when it comes to this whole misgendering, that's what I really want to talk about. Let me just say this. I think that, I don't know this to be factual, but I think that for a lot of the community, a lot of LGBTQ, I think that we do have a lot of sometimes internalized homophobia, especially if you grew up in an environment that was not very welcoming to LGBTQ. So sometimes I think a lot of our thoughts are negative. So I don't think that what we saw on Chasing LA when it comes to the transphobia, I don't think that that's something. I think that that's something that a lot of us have said before, whether it was in the privacy of your own home, whether it was in kitchen table talk. I think that we've all said some homophobic, transphobic things, right? But I think the thing that was hard for me to wrap my mind around is when I saw someone who was like Fran, when I saw someone like Dee Hawkins, who in the middle of the season just started dressing in drag. I did not understand how, like, in 2021, you have someone who as effeminate as the guys on television throwing daggers at a trans woman. I completely understand what Alicia and Jayla are trying to say about the pronouns and misgendering, right? I think that when it comes to Fran, I think that Fran has an outlook through a straight person's lens. When he said Flame Monroe, I love Flame Monroe. I follow Flame Monroe on Instagram. I think that she is definitely funny. However, Flame Monroe does not represent the trans community. Flame Monroe, in my honest opinion, is what Candace Owens is to the black community, period. There are not a lot of trans women who walk around with the same mindset as Flame Monroe, and that is completely fine. But when Fran brought up Flame Monroe, I knew that right then, girl, they were going to be all over the place, right? So I think that Fran was talking in circles, because in one breath, Fran says, did y'all hear what Fran said that basically pronouns are not that important? No, he didn't say pronouns are not that important. That the pronouns is what causes the division. In my head, I'm thinking the division amongst two. You mean straight people? Because you sit here and you say now that the pronouns and people respecting pronouns, that causes division. But baby, you almost jumped on Alicia's ass the first night because she called you a gay man. So which one is it, Fran? Are the pronouns causing division? Or do you want people to respect your pronouns? I think that we have to be honest, and I'm about to say something, and I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Even if you saw a trans woman, and even if you thought that she was clockable, even if you thought she was impassable, even if you thought she was 6'8" and she wore a size 15 shoe, you know that when you saw Alicia, you know when you see Jayla, when you see the Alicias of the world, even if you think that Alicia is clockable, you still know that Alicia is trying to present herself as a woman. Y'all get what I'm trying to say? Like, you know, you may clock the trans girls, but you know that the trans girls are trying to give you woman. I think that now, when it comes to some people, you don't know their pronouns unless you ask, right? So I think that for some people, not everybody, I think that for some people, it may be safe to say, oh, hey girl, or that's a woman. Now, if I'm wrong in my assessment of you, and you tell me, oh, I don't identify as a trans woman, I identify as non-binary. Okay, cool. What's your pronouns? Okay, cool. Y'all get where I'm trying to go with this? So sometimes we just look at what we see, and based on what we see, it's kind of like it is what it is. So when Alicia looked at Fran, I think that a lot of people would say, when I see Fran, I see a gay man. Ain't nobody gonna say they look at Fran and say they see a straight man. It's not until Fran tells you, oh, I actually identify as non-binary. Okay, cool. But when we look at Alicia, regardless if you think Alicia is passable or not, even though I think Alicia is passable, even if you don't think Alicia is passable or not, the first thing that's going to pop in your head is that's a trans woman, right? And so you would think, I think the majority of people would think that her pronouns, that the trans woman pronouns are her, she, right? I think that's what we would think. So for Fran to get so upset at something that I think that the majority of people would think, like, oh, girl, that's a gay man, until you told me that, oh, actually, I'm non-binary, okay, cool. But then, Fran, when you get to the reunion, it's like, oh, these pronouns are causing division amongst each other. It's not that difficult. Mr. Ray was even like, oh, you know, I'm old school. It's not that difficult. You a boy, you a girl, or you a they? Girl. It's he, it's she, it's they. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Y'all making something algebra. You know, y'all making something math. And I'm not even good at math. And I can figure this shit out, right? So I just think that, you know, while Fran was telling the truth about a lot of people saying certain things behind closed doors, I believe that. You were the one that said it on the World Wide Web. You were the one. Baby, I've gotten on, baby, earlier. I was cursing the people out on my live. But girl, it doesn't cross my mind to call someone, I'll just use these as an example. It's not going to cross my mind to call somebody a black bitch. No. It's not going to cross my mind to be like, you fucking tranny. You see what I'm saying? Now, maybe 10 years ago, you know, when I was definitely dealing with my own sexuality, I would have called somebody a tranny, right? But now in 2021, no. You can't call nobody no tranny. You know why? Because the trans women said, don't call us tranny, so we can't say tranny. I'm saying it now, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. Then Fran starts trying to make these comparisons. You know why cis women don't get along with trans women? And just like Alicia basically was about to, not Alicia, Jayla, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I really think that Fran, his outlook on life or the community is based off of cisgendered heterosexual folk. Did I say it the right way? Straight people. I don't think, oh girl, here we go. I was talking about this earlier about people trying to throw a man in your face as a badge of honor. Like, I don't think that, I think Jayla was definitely off on the whole Fran is jealous of her. I don't think Fran is jealous of Jayla. But Fran threw back in her face, girl, why am I jealous of you? Girl, I slept with the same man you slept with. So basically y'all fucking community dick. Like, you trying to throw in her face that y'all basically fucking community dick. Because if you fucked him, girl, if she fucked him, then girl, some other motherfuckers fucked him too. Like, can y'all please stop throwing in somebody's face as a dig that, oh, I had your man or you ain't got no man? Like, girl, I'm sure half of the community had that piece before. Let's just be quite honest. I slept with a man who slept with you, who kicked you out to the curb. I don't know if I believe that or not. I actually low-key believe Jayla. I don't think Fran is lying, but I think that because the receipts never came up. I don't know if Fran is lying or not. Fran may, I don't know. But I do believe Jayla when she says, baby, please. I know who I don't fuck with three niggas since I guess I transitioned. I don't know. Dee Hawkins, I don't know. Dee Hawkins is a mess to me. Like, he doesn't take accountability for anything. Like, girl, in real life, this is what I heard happen. Y'all tell me what y'all heard. Dee Hawkins was being messy as fuck. And instead of, that's what I'm saying, like, I just want people to start calling it for what it is. Dee Hawkins, you took some information back to the group to be messy. That's exactly why they had this negative, these negative thoughts about Ian before they met him. Even Ian said he came to Dee Hawkins and was like, basically, the group not really treating me well, didn't treat me well when I first met them. And more than likely, that was based off the information that you told the group. You're not going to sit here and tell me that you bring back some information to a group and, well, it wasn't my, you know, thing to be messy. You were being messy. You were. And that's fine. But just be like, yeah, I was being messy. And just let it go. But I think the thing that got people worked up is because people knew that you were sitting there telling a bold-faced lie. But you don't want to admit to it. for whatever reason. Whatever happened between Jeremy and Dee Hawkins, I honestly don't care. I felt like Dee Hawkins was again lying. Do y'all remember? I remember Dee Hawkins crying in the confessional, talking about Jeremy could have been a potential husband. Now all of a sudden now it's, baby, I barely even knew him. But she was just crying on the season finale about Dee Hawkins being a husband. I can't keep up with Dee Hawkins and his lies. Girl, Dee Hawkins is fine. I will give him that much. Girl, that thing got cakes for days. But girl, you need to get your life together. All right, y'all. That's it. That's all I got to say. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.